Broadcasting live from Youngville, North Carolina and Ontario, Canada. This is Got Mead Live, a weekly show where Vicky Rowe and AJ Aramutz bring you the mead news, meadery info, and mead-making discussions from all over, talking with mead makers, mead owners, industry mavens, and influencers. This is Got Mead Live, a weekly podcast about mead and the people who love it and where the mead world is going. And now here are your hosts, Got Mead owner Vicky Rowe and mead and wine maker AJ Aramutz.
And we're back from the den of the puppies of the apocalypse in northern Michigan, the bunny pen in Ottawa, Canada, and the palatial retirement estate fixing to have a new shed in Minnesota. And it's Got Mead Live. Welcome to the show. Tonight we're going to be talking with Peter Taylor, who is owner and head mead maker at Niddhoggr Mead in York in the UK. So very kind of him to get up in the middle of the night to come and talk to us. I want to say thanks to all the folks who have renewed or signed up for a Got Mead patron membership in the past couple of weeks. You are appreciated. That's how we keep the lights on for the show, for Got Mead, and to do the things that we do. So thank you very much. We depend on you guys to help us get there. If you're not a patron member, we hope you'll consider becoming one. It's $30 a year. You get access to the Got Mead patron forums on the Got Mead forum, the patron Facebook group. There are some award-winning recipes in there, some really good stuff. And if you want to get onto the forum, you can go to gotmead.com/community, and all but the patron stuff is free, and you can get in there for nothing. If you want to upgrade, you can do it from there, and we will appreciate you. If you want to listen to us live, you can catch us on YouTube, Twitch, X, and Facebook. At Twitch, we are twitch.tv/meadwench. YouTube is youtube.com/@gotmead. X.com/realgotmead. And Facebook is facebook.com/gotmead. Our regular social is obviously facebook.com/gotmead. That's our main page. And our main group is facebook.com/groups/gotmead. Please answer the 3 questions we'll ask you so we know you're a real human being and not a bot. On X, we are at RealGotMead. Feel free to tweet us if you like. And if you want to send us questions, comments, criticisms, people you think we ought to have on the show, et cetera, you can go to gotmead.com and put your mouse over, but don't click Got Mead Live Radio Show. Click the drop down. That'll take you to a form that goes to all 3 of us. So we'll have that there. So let's talk about some alcohol. What are you guys drinking?
Well, I can start, I guess.
Yeah.
Tonight, I opened up a mead from Run Amok Meadery in Maine. And this one is cherries and knotweed.
Nice.
So for people who aren't familiar with honey varietals, knotweed is a major invasive on the East Coast. It's a lot like bamboo, and it produces some actually really nice, delicate honey.
Mm-hmm.
This one opens up with some very light oxidation, and then the tart cherries take over. There's a hint of something like menthol, probably from the honey, with some spicy higher alcohols, which makes sense as this is a 16% mead. A little more alcohol than I typically drink in mead, but hey, it is what it is. Alcohol leads the way in the flavor with a warming note that carries through to the swallow, and there's a little sweetness landing off dry with tart cherry and light honey in the finish. With a fairly dry character, I would think that this would pair nicely with something like a rich chocolate dessert.
Yum. What about you, AJ?
Tea. Decaf.
Yeah, I hear you. Peter, are you drinking something or are you playing it safe since it's the middle of the night?
Well, at the moment I'm drinking a can of Coca-Cola just to try and keep myself awake.
I hear you.
I'll probably move on to a little bit of coffee. My plan definitely wasn't to drink any alcohol at 2:05 in the morning.
Yeah, I can't say I blame you. Unless you're like under 30, it's usually painful to do that.
Yeah, but I'm a little confused. I mean, you're very English, so why are you drinking coffee instead of tea?
Oh, I don't like tea. It's terrible.
Oh, okay.
You're not going to take your Brit card away for that?
I
Yeah,
know.
really.
It's terribly un-British of me, but no, I really don't like tea. I only drink coffee.
Oh my god. No, see, I don't like. Okay, so I'm an American. I don't like coffee. I only drink tea.
Well, there you go. See, there's got to be some weirdos amongst each.
Yeah, that's it too. Yeah, I can't stand coffee. So, I want to get a quick shout out to our lovely sponsors. Calling all mead lovers and adventure seekers, look no further than Honeybrook Craft Meadery for your go-to destination for wonderful, light, and refreshing mead. With a location in Castle Rock, Colorado, and the new Garden Cottage experience open now in Littleton, Colorado. Go to Honeybrook, HONNI-brook.com to review the tap list and upcoming events and to order. And then our other sponsor, which is Center Imports, they are running an awesome trip. So from July 23rd to August 2nd, 2025, take a magical meadery tour and step into the heart of Central Europe on a journey that blends history, culture, and craft in 3 remarkable capitals, Prague, Bratislava, and Warsaw. Explore vibrant cityscapes and quiet countryside from medieval old towns and historic abbeys to family-run meaderies and world-renowned breweries. You'll visit the Mead Museum in Prague, Strahov Monastery Brewery, Pilsner Urkel Brewery, Apamed Mead, Branislav, Novoseldic Mead, Richard Jakub Brewery, Patriakiados Mead, Corpo Mead, and People's Mead. This tour is limited to 25 people. Reserve your spot now at European Discoveries, LLC.com/tours/250723CMM. Definitely check that out. I wish I could take it, but I can't. So. All righty then. So let's get going with Peter here and see what's going on across the pond.
What? You didn't tell us what you're drinking.
Oh, I didn't? Oh, shoot.
And I think it's important because...
It is important. Yes, it is important. Well, then we should do it separately. Okay, so yeah, Brian at Center was kind enough to send me a couple bottles of Peter's mead. And so I have a sour cherry mead from Nidhoggr, and this mead is really nice. The aroma is intense, tons of cherry and honey in that. And I'm trying to put my finger on the honey you used in this, Peter, because there's an aroma there that I just have not been able to put my finger down on. But I want to say acacia or something like that. That's kind of what's coming to me, but I don't know if that's...
No, it's sunflower.
Sunflower. Oh, okay. Cool. That explains a few things. Okay. So the aroma on this intense. You're getting a lot of cherry and a lot of honey in that. Flavor is very bright. Tons of fruit character. It just explodes. And there's a touch of vanilla going on there. A little bit of woodiness. Nice, long, sweet finish. And it's very fruity in the finish. Just delightful. I love it to pieces. So if y'all want some, even though they're in the UK, they're distributed here in the US, you can go to shopmeads.com/center_imports. And that's CENTEUR_imports at shopmeads.com. So definitely check it out. This is a really good mead. Y'all want some.
Thank you very much.
So Peter,
I'll enjoy it.
I'm curious about the honey varietals that you have available in your area, because I know to the south of you they grow a lot of canola and sunflowers and lavender. Are those things that become available to you?
Yeah, so I mean, there's lots of different honey varietals that are sort of available. We started off using sort of wildflower honey when we first started making mead. And then we have done some with like single varietals like heather. We made an absolutely amazing heather honey mead that came from the North Yorkshire Wolds, which was absolutely divine. But yeah, we now use sunflower honey for all of our meads across the board. It makes a really good base for any of the meads that we're making. You know, it's not too heavy, it's not too overpowering. So when we do make stuff like the sour cherry, you know, you do get those really nice flavors coming over the top of the fruit. It allows it to balance quite well. But then, of course, you do get that lovely, nice finish and long-lasting honey taste, which is obviously what we want in mead, right?
Definitely. So what's your basic methodology for the process you follow when you're making the mead? Are you adding fruit post fermentation, or are you doing a co-ferment?
No, so everything goes in at the beginning of fermentation. So whether it's the fruit juice, or we make an elderflower, so we break down elderflower using lemon juice, and strain that off into like a cordial. That all goes in at the beginning. So everything goes in at the same time, and then we ferment using MO5. So Mango Jack's MO5. And we did use that for all of our meads. Once again, we find it gives us some really nice floral esters.
So wait, back up. What is that?
MO5. It's by a company
Mango
called
Jacks.
So they make a specific mead yeast.
Okay.
That tops out at 18%. We don't get it up that high. We used to do 18%. But then the UK tax man really liked us. So I decided to make it a little bit lower. So now they're 15% across the board.
Oh, really? Across the board? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So all the meads we make.
Does that imply then that when you start your fermentations, you're starting at a fairly high gravity, so that you finish with some residual sweetness?
Yeah,
that's right. Is that your target?
Yeah. So we basically use 12 or 11 or 12 kilograms of honey in every 23 liters that we make for the traditional, and then we reduce that honey down when we're adding in the fruit juices, etc., because of the natural sugars within that. But yeah, we're starting at 1.146 there or thereabouts.
Right.
So really, really top end. Yeah.
Okay. And are you adding fruit directly, or is it juice or
juice?
Purees?
Yeah,
juice. Okay, awesome.
And then we rack it all off. We filter it down to 0.8 microns. So we strip out all those yeast cells. We strip out anything that's going to restart fermentation. We don't add any sulfites. We don't add any chemicals. Strip it right back. And then put it in a bottle. And there you go.
Well, yeah, with that level of filtering, it's not sterile, but with that level of alcohol and filtering, you should be totally fine without sulfur.
Yeah, I mean, it survived coming halfway around the world.
Oh yeah,
fine, so yeah.
We've never touch wood had it restart. So I'm gonna touch wood.
Yeah, don't say definitely touch wood.
Next time I send a pallet over to America, I'm just going to get a phone call. Did you know all of you?
Brian's going to be like, "What did you do?"
I need you to replace all this meat I bought. Right? Yeah. I just bought 4 cases of meat. You have to replace it all.
Fingers crossed not. Fingers crossed not. But there we go.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yes, it would.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I started Nidhoggr Mead 4 years ago now. So yeah, within that time, we've never nothing's gone pop. So we're doing all right.
Nice. Well, I've got a bottle of your traditional. I've got a bottle of your half a bottle of your cherry, and the other half's in my glass and fixing to be in my belly. And then I got a bottle of the elderberry. No, our elderflower.
Elderflower, yeah.
Elderflower, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later, but
yeah,
we'll go on. That's one I'm going to definitely cover here. All right, what else?
Now, what got you going on all of this?
What, on mead? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a saga. You'll have to forgive the pun.
Fabulous. We love sagas. Let's hear it.
So I am a Viking and medieval reenactor. There's
not a Viking Link saga, just saying, okay? Or we'll be here all night.
So a Viking and medieval reenactor over here in the UK, and I've done that now for about 11, 12 years. I've done it for a very long time.
Nice.
And I was making mead as a bit of fun for myself and my friends to, get drunk on, right?
Right.
Because it was
that's cheap. How it starts.
It was cheaper, and in my opinion, it was better than the stuff I could get.
I was gonna say, 10, 12 years ago, there wasn't very many decent meads in the UK at that point in time.
No. And then COVID happened,
Yeah.
And in between the two COVID lockdowns, there's a Viking museum in York called the Jorvik Centre. It's a very famous Viking museum. It's one of the biggest Viking museums in the world.
Shoot, I wish I'd seen that when I went over.
And they came to the Viking event that we were doing, and they tried my mead. And they said, "Do you sell this?" And I said, "No." And they said, "Well, if you do, we'll buy it." And I went, okay. So I went home and told the then fiance, the now wife, it would be a small side project. And I'd sold the dining table, sold the back bed, and turned her entire house into a working factory for 8 months. So yeah, we used to warm the honey in the bath. So you used to have to take the honey out of the bath to have a shower. The whole living room was covered in cardboard, and we got a little table with a single bottler that was on there, and we had the Buon Vino sort of mini jet filters in the kitchen. We had about 4 of them going.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and we only lived in a 2-bed, so it wasn't exactly this palatial house that could fit all of this in. I think the dog is still sticky to this day. It was an awful big undertaking, and I sort of worked 3 jobs for 6 months to get it off the ground. Sort of working full time. Then I was delivering Chinese, and then in the evenings at sort of 11 o'clock till about 3 o'clock in the morning, I'd make mead in my kitchen and work on this crazy business idea that I'd had. Turns out I can make mead pretty well. We've won. I think it's 11 medals now, split between the Mead Cup and the Mead Madness Cup. We've done all right ones, a lot of business awards and some other awards over here in the UK. And yeah, now I have 20 staff, 12,000 square foot factory. We're the largest producer of mead in the UK, and I think we do an awful lot. So yeah, it's going pretty well.
So I want to hear how you are liquefying your honey in the bathtub. How's that?
Yeah.
So we were so obviously it came in sort of 24 kilogram sort of plastic pots, right? So you put 3 of them in the bath, and you turn all the taps on with the plug in to get warm water halfway up. So you do that. I mean, now I have a shipping container that's temperature controlled, and I can fit 30 drums of honey in there. And it goes up to 45 degrees. We'll slowly warm it over a weekend, and then you can take that out and put it on a barrel lifter, and it's liquid. Then you can pour it in a tank, or at the moment we're still using 23-litre buckets. So I have 680 23-litre buckets. That's how we produce all of our mead currently.
Oh my gosh! Really?
Yeah.
Right now you're doing it that way, and you're shipping overseas. My God!
Yeah. So
really.
We're in the process of having our new factory built.
Oh, okay. That's still ongoing then. I was somehow thinking that it was already done. That's the new place you're building in York, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So no, what happened was every time we got a little bit bigger, we get a little bit more space, and it was big enough to put more buckets in, but it wasn't big enough to put tanks in. So every time we went up, I was like, man, I'll just get another 100 buckets, right? And now, I have 1,600 square foot, and it's just full of buckets. 23-litre buckets on shelves. But no, our new factory should be done by the end of August. And in there, we've got 6 2,500 litres fermenting tanks going in, 4 5,000 litre fermenting tanks, 2 2,500 litres with carbonation stones for packaging, 2,500 litres without carbonation stones for packaging, a massive 5,000 litre mixing tank, all done with glycol chillers, and a full conveyor belt led bottling line that does 600 bottles an hour, a 2,000 can an hour canning machine for our new sparkling range. So yeah, it's a massive undertaking that we're doing currently.
How in the world did you? I mean, it sounds like you got. Is your production going to be bigger than? Oh shoot! What's the name of the meadery down in London?
Gosnells.
Gosnells, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Because he's got a pretty big operation too, as I understand it.
Yeah, no, we're probably way bigger than Gosnells.
Oh wow, that's something.
We do sort of three. I mean, last weekend, for instance, we sold sort of 5,000 bottles just last weekend. So we do some pretty big events. The way I built the business was by going to events all over the country. So reenactments, Comic-Cons, food and drink festivals, all of this sort of stuff. And we do 3 or 4 of those a weekend. Every weekend, I've got teams that go out selling. We stock a supermarket here in the UK, but we're actually in talks with some supermarkets in the US at the moment.
Very cool. You'll have to let me know when that happens so I know where to look.
Well, I mean, we're hopefully going to find out one of them this week, and it's pretty big, but I can't give too much.
Nice. Yeah, no, you can't say until it happens. I get you. No worries there. As it turns out, there is actually a bottle shop in the town an hour up the road that has your mead. So.
Oh, even better. There you go. That's
Exactly. In fact, Brian's hooking me up with his Michigan person who I'm supposed to help them get it into more places in Michigan. So. Yeah.
Oh, even better. I like that. That works pretty well for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd have told me 4 years ago that we would be sending shipping containers over to the US on a regular basis and stocking some really good Renaissance fairs over in the US, because we actually stock.
Oh, what fairs are you stocking at?
So we're actually stocking Michigan.
Really? You're doing Michigan? That's awesome. I plan to go this next year, so
I will be there.
You personally will be there?
Yeah, personally, yeah. So I'll be there.
We are so gonna have to get together.
Yeah. So either the first. So I'm coming over in August. So either the first or second weekend, because the other weekend I'm doing Bristol Renaissance Fair, because we're stocking Bristol.
Bristol, yeah. I haven't been to Bristol yet. That's one of the ones I never quite got around to going to.
We've just stocked Scarborough.
Scarby's a great show. It's good.
Texas, yeah, that was great. And then next year, we're looking at there's about 10 that we should be stocking next year.
Cool.
And we'll be sort of releasing sort of names on that as and when sort of the contracts are signed. But
yeah, you don't want to.
Really exciting stuff going on.
Yeah, there's some good fairs. Texas is one. If you're not already in it, you should be trying to get in it.
I mean, Texas is run slightly differently. So I mean, of them are run centrally, i.e. by the so Michigan, for instance, you speak to the general manager, you speak to the beverage manager, and then you get in that way, and that will cover all of the bars. Texas, each one of their bars, I think they have 30 or 35 bars, huge number. They're all run individually, so it's a little bit more work than just speaking to one person. But we hope to. We hope to, because Texas is great, right?
Yeah, Texas is the biggest show in the country, and it's an amazing fair. It's so huge you can't do it in one weekend. I mean, it's definitely a 2-weekend show if you want to see the actual fair. But yeah, it's an amazing show. It's huge. Scarby's a lot more doable. It's a lot more manageable size wise. But
gives me an excuse to come over to the States for a couple of weeks, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should come over and go to the Mazer this fall.
Oh, yeah, well, I would, but I will have already been to the US like 3 or 4 times. Kind of got to, stay at home and actually run my business. It's always a plus point. And
it is, and it's probably, like your only business too, whereas a lot of, the vast majority of meaderies are I wouldn't say part-time. The meadery is full-time, but the job itself is,
Yeah, no, we are 100% full-time. I worked, up until recently, I worked 7 days a week, pretty much 4 years, 100+ hours a week to do what I've done. So, yeah, it wasn't easy in any step of the imagination, but we're getting there now. I actually get to have, sort of breaks occasionally, which is nice. But I need to be careful. It seems every time I come over to America, something tries to kill me. So one of the first times I came over, we were in a car fire.
Oh
myself.
dear.
Yeah, we basically what had happened is the mead had been delivered to Boston, where the warehouse is, and we were in Michigan. It was for the Michigan Ren Fair last year, and we were like, "Oh, okay, well we can go and get that. It's only a 23-hour round trip.
Yeah.
We can do that." This was on the Thursday, bearing in mind that the show started on the Saturday, and this was sort of Thursday morning. We were like, "Yeah, this will be fine. We can do this. This is no issues." So we started driving. We went up through Canada and came down. It was absolutely beautiful. And then the car made like a weird sound on I-90. And I pulled over at the side of the freeway. And a minute later, the whole car had been engulfed in flame and exploded.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we opened the hood, and the whole back firewall was on fire.
Lord.
We went, oh dear, better run.
Yeah.
So we sort of ran down the road a bit, and then we went, oh crap, the passports. Just as the car exploded. So yeah, passports went, loads of money went, all of our stuff went.
Oh my gosh.
Stuck in the middle of New York, and we were like, well, what are we going to do? So we ended up getting another car. We finished the journey. We went to Boston. We arrived at Michigan Ren Fair at 11 o'clock in the morning. We started work as soon as we got there. We worked all the way through till 7 o'clock at night.
Oh my God.
All weekend.
When did you find time to go to the consulate and get a new passport?
We had to at the end, right? So then we took the car, this other car that we borrowed back, and said, oh, we need to now, do our rental again, because we've now got to drive to Washington because I need to go to the embassy, right? And we went, have you got a driver's license? And I was like, no, it burned in the car in the fire.
Lord. Oh my gosh.
And they wouldn't rent us another car because I didn't have a driver's license. So then my friend who's American, who works for me, he had to get his dad to drive from Virginia to come and pick us up, to take us back to Washington, to then allow me to fly home. But because my employee is American, he had to wait there for 2 months while they sorted a new passport.
Jeez.
So yeah, and then the last time somebody T-boned me at an intersection. So yeah, I've got to kind of be careful about cars.
You're not having a lot of luck driving in the States, man. I survived.
Well, maybe you should go somewhere else.
Yeah. I spent 2 weeks driving around the UK, first time ever having to drive on the other side of the road and on the other side of the car. And we managed to survive 2 weeks, although we almost died in Edinburgh coming up out of a close at a car park.
Well, yeah, try not to do that. I mean, Edinburgh.
Yeah, well, in rush hour, and it was like, oh my God, it was. We survived, but it was close there for a bit.
Well, I think driving in the countryside in England is a very interesting experience.
It is.
Because it's all hedgerows. The roads are very narrow, and you go up, and I had this experience going up a hill, and there's only one lane. So when a delivery truck comes down the hill in the opposite direction, you have to back up until you can find one of these little teeny tiny pullouts, which is barely wide enough for 1.5 cars.
Oh yeah.
So the delivery truck inches by literally 2 inches from the side of the car, and you're hoping that your rental doesn't get trashed. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, we almost died in Scotland driving in the mountains at night, and the road curved and there weren't no signs, and the road did
road markings are not that great in England.
No.
That's
that's
one thing we do pretty well, I gotta say.
Well, some places, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, at least around here they do. So, yeah.
But yeah, it was wow. You need to next time. You just need to hire a driver or something. I think you're cursed when it comes to cars in the States, man.
Burn some incense to fix your car, Karma.
Yeah, definitely start to feel that way.
Yeah, holy crap! I had one explode for God. Oh my God.
Yeah, like was that a glycol fire? Is that what ended up happening, or what?
Well, we don't actually know. So they sent out an inspector. So it was a Jeep Compass that we'd rented from Enterprise. And the first thing we did, we Googled like Jeep Compass fire, and the first thing that came up was help. I'm on Jeep Compass.
Oh my God.
So it turns out that this is not like a fluke accident. It's actually a serious issue.
Oh,
Yeah, they probably got a recall out on those
What?
to fix
Okay.
that thing.
Yeah, so they Jeep sent out an inspector, and they basically said, well, we're not liable because the car is that badly burned that you cannot prove that it was us. So the whole thing was gone. I mean, it was a husk. Everything was gone. It was burnt right down to the chassis, completely gone.
Holy
But if
cow.
anyone wants to watch it, it's available on our TikTok, Nidhoggr Mead Co's TikTok. You can see the car on fire and me just manically laughing at the side of the road in New York State. It was an experience.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do.
Absolutely.
Honestly, it's like maniacally laugh or cry. I'd go
Yeah,
for maniacal
right.
laugh at that point. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
for
it's,
sure.
You know, might as well.
I mean, it's a disaster of kind of personal epic proportions, right? So
Yeah.
all,
and it makes
all
for
the
a good-
things
it
that
makes
you
for a
really
good-
need.
That
Yeah.
makes for an amazing story when you're sitting around
For
over
sure.
drinks. You know, and
Well,
Yeah.
the only thing there's two things that survived the car fire amazingly. One was our beer mat. So we'd got a couple of bag-in-box meads in the back next to our beer mats, and obviously the fire exploded the mead and soaked these beer mats soaking wet through. So they didn't burn amazingly. So literally this whole car is a husk, and the only thing that survived it was beer mats, and then my Viking sword. So the scabbard had burned.
Oh,
The sword survived. So we took this sword to Michigan Ren Fair, and we had it on the table. It's burnt. It was a gorgeous sword, but it's all burnt and bent, and everyone was like, "Oh, what's this sword?" And we literally said, "Well, we literally nearly died in a car fire sort of 20 hours ago. Do you want to try some mead?" And people were like, "You guys are insane." And we're like, "Yeah, we're just English." It was a really good talking point, and people tried the mead, and they went nuts for it. They went absolutely mad, which was great.
oh yeah. See, you didn't tell the story right. It would have been like, well, we were raiding this Abbey, and
yeah, basically, yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Should have led with that, really.
But we do the same thing. We do our Civil War competition shooting. People are like, "You use real bullets?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we started using targets because we kept running out of Yankees." And I get these eyes. People are like, "What?" I can't.
People are so gullible.
Oh, they are so gullible. I know, and it's like I can't. I always bust out laughing at that point because I just can't. I can't keep it going. It's just... But yeah, oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, well,
Right.
so am I. If it just means I get to keep bringing, our mead over to the US, and as you mentioned, we've sort of got 3 flavors in the US right now. We've got the traditional, the elderflower, and the sour cherry, but we're very soon to release another flavor in the States.
Ooh,
So we're going to release our blueberry and blackcurrant
ooh, nice.
over in the US. So we actually have a range of, I think it's like 9 flavors in total over in the UK.
Okay.
But we didn't bring them all to the US to start with because obviously we were just sort of testing.
You want to see how well it's going to sell. I've been pumping you guys out there on my social to let people know that you can get UK and other meads via Brian and them. So
Yeah, well, it was great. So I'm part of the European mead makers chat because I go to the Mead Madness
right.
competition. So I went for the first time in February this year, and
Sorry, I missed you.
Of at Peter Michael Taylor, see you're on Got Mead this evening, and I was like, oh wow, okay, cool. So loads of people sort of messaging saying good luck and looking for listening in. So
Some of them have been on too. So we just had we've had 2 or 3 people from Europe in the last couple months.
I love
had,
how they're telling you good luck. I mean, like, what do they think we do to our
What we
guests?
do? Yeah.
Oh, I know. We keep
the
them up
Nathan
until
questions.
3 in the morning.
We keep up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, we had Alan.
Yeah.
We had Alan.
I love Alan. Alan's great.
Alan
Steve-
was on, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had Gert on recently, and
Oh,
yeah.
one of his buddies also. Sorry, I can't remember the name now.
Yeah, I know. Hang on, I'm going to look for the.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had
so we've
a good time in
been
Poland.
busy with the Europeans. That's great.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, no, we had Arnie at Clockwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I should remember that because my uncle's name is Arnie.
Yeah, we had a very good time over there, and we won an awful lot of medals, which was great. Sort of, yeah, very surprising. My favourite was we won gold for our ginger mead, and we won elderflower we won silver for our elderflower in the sweet herbal or spice category. And obviously you go from the bottom up, right? So you go bronze and then silver and the gold. And Danny, the head judge, waited for me I got my elderflower and a big smile on my face, like, oh, this is amazing. He waited for me to sit down before, and then made me get back up.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're supposed to do. That's the way it's supposed to be done.
Well, I was
wait for him to sit down, and
it come up on the screen behind me, and everybody else was like, could see that we'd won again, but I couldn't see, so I was sort of smiling, and I was like walking away, and like I didn't hear because I was too busy, like blown away by what was going on. And he was like, should I tell him now or should we wait?
Well, we had Danique on, a year and a half or two
about
ago?
a year and a half ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was fun. He sounds like a very creative guy.
He is. Yeah, I mean, I love his Stroopwafel mead. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
Is that
Absolutely.
mead like the bomb? It is so good.
Yeah, it's
Wonderful. Yes, I agree.
very good. We got very drunk together and had a wonderful time.
I can believe that. That was a high octane mead and very easy to drink, so very easy to get in trouble with.
No,
And if anybody can get a hold of it, it's well worth getting a hold of.
Well, I'm trying to talk Brian into picking up some of those guys.
Oh, good.
See if they can. I don't
Yeah,
know. If
so
if they've
I'm
got
hoping to
capacity
get
go overseas, but
to MMC next year, but we'll see how things work.
Yeah.
Well, please do. I mean, it'd be great. I mean, I've been asked to do a talk, so
Nice.
I might get up and actually speak in front of people. So.
It's not so bad.
I suspect you can
the first
manage.
one.
No problem.
Yeah, I did it for the first one. It was fun. Yeah, I had a good time. So yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, and then of course we're looking to release our sparkling mead.
Okay.
Saffron. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we've just released that in the UK. So it's 5%, slightly carbonated, and in cans. And that we released in February this year at the Jorvik Viking Festival, which is a big Viking festival that we have for a week here in York. And it went down an absolute storm. So yeah, we're looking to bring that over to the States pretty soon as well.
Nice. That'll be good. That'll be real good. I look forward to that. Yeah, I'm hoping to get out there next year. Well, we'll see what happens.
Well, if you do, I'll make sure I'll bring lots of different flavors for you to try.
I'll make sure to let you know if I am. I just don't know yet. Because I've been spending all my money's been going into the house. I inherited my father's house and I'm having to update it. So
Yeah.
So while we have a little lull, I want to talk about your elderflower because one of the things you mentioned earlier is that all your fruit meads, you are using juice. Obviously, that is not an option with elderflower.
That's correct.
So what, and I'm a real fan of elderflower. I make elderflower mead every single year and love it. So I'm curious about your process and how you're sourcing it, what you're doing. Maybe fill us in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're very lucky, obviously, in the UK that elderflower is everywhere.
Right.
So literally, it's down by the side of the road, and we just have it everywhere. So we have a local company that gathers the elderflower, and they then break it down using lemon juice and heat, and turn it into basically a cordial. So we get this really strong concentrate of elderflower flavor, which is nicely balanced because obviously in the process you balance it out with the lemon juice. So then we add that all in, as I say, sort of at the beginning of fermentation, and once again we remove some of the honey out of it, so you're balancing off the sugars, so you're not going to stall your yeast. And yeah, it all goes in. We do the same for we make a ginger mead as well, and that's what we do for the ginger. So we use ginger root and capsicum, so a little bit of mild pepper. Use citric to break it down and sort of strain off those flavors.
Interesting.
The reason for that is if you've ever tried to count individual elderflowers to put in a mead.
Yeah, right. No.
No, not that
You do it by
ambitious.
weight. You do it by weight.
Yeah,
None of this counting stuff.
Yeah, well, that's always my joke that I prefer not to count them. So yeah, it works pretty well, and we get.
I am curious though about that process because so you say it's heat and it's lemon juice or basically acid.
Yeah. So
And so
it's an age-old way of making elderflower cordial. Basically, it's a lot of people here in the UK do it throughout summer to make themselves sort of elderflower cordial. My nan used to do it. So she'd go out and get a bit of elderflower and sort of steep it in lemon juice for a while and then break it down using that. So, but no, we do it on a rather large scale. So we use an extra to do that for us.
So you're just steeping it like you would a cordial. You're steeping it in the lemon juice.
Yeah.
To extract the flavors. Are you then, when you go into is that done separately from the must, or is it?
Yeah. So
okay. All right. So is the lemon juice isn't going in?
No. So a little bit is obviously you then.
Well, yeah. Because the flowers are wet, but okay. So
balancing that down.
Okay, so the flowers themselves go in, but not the lemon juice. Just
no.
The flowers. Okay.
The juice goes in, but we dilute that down, so you're not using.
Gotcha.
Lemon juice, you dilute.
Do you run into any acid level pH stuff when you're working with that? Because that would seem like that's a large quantity, No,
so obviously you're using water as well, which dilutes it down.
Okay.
So no, I mean we've not run into any pH issues as of yet. Touch wood once again. But I mean, when all of these were basically me. All the flavors that we did originally were for me to drink. So we've had a couple of flavors that we don't make anymore, which was lemon and lime. So that was one of my personal favorites. But that one was a pain in the backside with pH levels and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we made a lemon and lime, and we made an apple and rhubarb. And then, I mean, they were made for me because I enjoyed them. But then eventually what happened was they, not lots and lots and lots of people like them, only a select few. So they stopped being commercially viable to make.
Right. Yeah. You have to, that's the sad thing about being a meadery owner is the stuff that you like isn't always the stuff that they like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we got quite lucky that obviously our traditionals liked, our elderflowers really liked, our sour cherries really liked, and all of the flavors that we've got now work really well. We do have a limited edition apple and elderflower.
Interesting.
Yeah, that I absolutely love, but we only make a limited number of those. That's for charity. So a friend of mine unfortunately got diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, and he passed away. He went to the hospital with a cough, and they did some tests and said, "Yeah, you've got lung cancer. You've got 3 months to live." And he's got a couple of young kids and a wife, and obviously I said, well, there's not much I can do for you, buddy, but what I can do is I can immortalize you in mead. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. I said, so you pick the flavor, and I will make it, and we will make this, and the profits of that will go to cancer research. So we did. Another friend of mine drew him, so sketched him in all of his Viking clothes because he was a Viking reenactor with us. So he's actually on the bottle.
Awesome.
Of that go to cancer research, and we've actually raised quite a lot of money now for cancer research, which is good. It's really nice, and every time I open a bottle, it makes me think of him. So, but we don't make huge quantities of that. We sort of do 1,500 bottles every sort of 6 months. It just keeps it as a nice release. But I'll make sure to see if I can get a bottle of that sent over for you, because if you like the elderflower, the apple and elderflower is it's fantastic.
If it's as skillfully constructed as this cherry, I probably will. I'm not generally a big fan of elderflower, but I don't dislike it. It's just not in my top 10, flavor wise.
Yeah,
I like it. So
I know you do. You love it.
if Vicky doesn't want it,
I didn't say that. Now, what I will probably do though is because Kevin is such a fan, I will save it and share it.
That's friendship.
Denny can send me 2 bottles of the
right.
waffle, and I had to reluctantly. I reluctantly sent one to Kevin because once I tasted it, I was like, I don't want to share this.
Right,
so
understandable.
Cool. Yeah, but at the same time, I buy mead so I can share it. That's like literally
right. And admittedly, Denise got pretty good mileage out of that. So
yes, it did.
Yeah.
It's become legendary now. So it's
right. Yeah, I got to figure out how to make something similar to that. We need to get Danique over here, get him drunk, and pry it out of him. That's right. I mean, so I'm expecting to see a lot of really good things. So Valkyrie's Horn has a special category for the home mead making.
Yeah, Peter, Kevin is the organizer for Valkyrie's
Horn. I am not this next year.
Not this next year. Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it up. So the special category is pie, and because we were going to have a competition on Pie Day, right, 3/14,
right.
But we moved it a week to accommodate the big what's it called, Monk's Cup,
whatever
that is.
Yeah, whatever it is,
yeah.
Drunken Monk.
So Drunk's Monk. So we moved it a week
to
accommodate them, but we're still keeping the category as is. And so the mead has to feature pie crust, as the main component of the mead, which, something like the stroopwafel, whatever technique he used, that would work really well. So it's going to be one of those things that'll be fun to see how everybody.
Well, I had Danny's last bottle of stroopwafel. So Danny sort of messaged me before the Mead Madness, because I'd never been before this year. This was the first year we'd entered, and we won, but I'd never been. And I sort of said, well, I've been going 4 years now as in the company, and I thought, now's the time. I want to go. I want to meet some of the mead makers and really sort of, try and get a bit more knowledge and things like that. And Danny messaged me beforehand and was like, hey, I really like a bottle of your traditional mead. Could you bring me an extra one across? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to get stopped at the border either way, so I might as well put another one in the bag.
Yeah, right.
and I did get stopped. It was quite an experience. We sort of arrived and we're in the airport, and one of the suitcases was late, and then everybody else had left, so it was just my wife and I. And then our bags came off and they got stickers on them, and I was like, oh god, here we go. Sort of said,
been there, done that. Yep.
I was like, look, don't worry, but we're going to get stopped. And she was like, well, what do you mean? I said, look, you see those 2 guys standing there? Yeah, they're going to stop.
They're for us. Yep.
And she was like, oh no, what do we do? And literally we took one step over the line, and these 2 big Polish gentlemen were like, what, have you got anything to declare? And I was like, no, I don't. He said, what's in your bags? And I said, about 30 bottles of alcohol. And he was like, well, you're going to have to come with us then. So I went with them, and they opened this bag, and I was pulling out all these bottles of mead out of this suitcase. There's just loads and loads and loads of them. And he's like, well, you've got all this alcohol and you're not declaring it. I said, yeah, but it's not for personal use. And he said, oh, well, what's it for? I said, oh, there's a competition. That's why they've all got these competition bands around them. And he said, no, read this sign. What does this sign say? And I said, well, it says 2 litres for personal consumption.
Yeah.
We had a bit of backwards and forwards. And I said, look, just go and check with your supervisor. Anyway, he goes away. He comes back and he's like, "Put them in your suitcase and go away."
Oh, wow, good for you.
Hey, at least they let you keep them. And when I went to Mexico, it was like, oh, these are for competition. I had like 2 cases of mead with me, and they're like, and they didn't have any English, and my Spanish is abysmal, and so we're trying to explain to each other. We had to get somebody else in who had a little bit more English and Spanish, so that and they were like, well, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to pay duty on these, so it cost me like $40 US.
Yeah, I mean,
mine costs a little more, but yeah.
So yeah, bought this bottle of traditional over for Danny, and we met, and we were having a really good time. And he was like, "Well, I bought you a present," and I was like, "All right, cool." And he gave me, and he was like, "This is my last bottle, so enjoy it." And it was this bottle of Strudwaffle. And I drank it, and oh my life, it's so nice. So I'm asked to make a load more because I need him to bring me some next year. Year. I was like, you've got me addicted now. So you've made a rod for your own back. I need this. It's I felt like a bit of a junkie. I was like, oh man, I really need some more of that. There, you got it.
You should retaliate with like a bramble mead. Can you get enough bramble to do it commercially? I don't know. I had bramble liqueurs when I was in the UK, and they were stunning.
Yeah,
well, he's got black currant,
Yeah,
so.
Bramble's just one thing though. It's
blueberry and blackcurrant. Our next flavor that comes out, which is next month. So you're actually the first people to hear about this. Is we're releasing a pomegranate mead.
Ooh, nice.
Which is our new flavor for summer, and then in October we release our new winter spiced berry. So it's kind of like Christmas in a cup. It's pretty good.
So what all is going to be in that one?
Yeah.
It's sort of, we've got cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, and then a mix of sort of pomegranates going in that with a bit of cherry and things as well. So you're getting a really nice sort of berry base. And then the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the cloves.
Put some ginger in there.
So it's kind of like that mulled wine sort of flavor. Really nice Christmas mead. So
nice. You had to do want to have fun. King Henry's digestive wine. I have the cookbook from Hampton Court Palace.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I do living history as well, and I do Renaissance era England.
Oh wow, brilliant.
Yeah, I haven't for a while now, but for the longest time I've been in royal courts and all that kind of stuff. They had the big dress and the whole 9 yards. But we had tour when I went to the UK. One of the places we went was Hampton Court Palace. We managed to land in England the day that Princess Margaret died. So a whole lot of stuff was shut down to the public because of that, because it was mourning. But it was wild because there's a recipe in there for King Henry's after dinner wine, and it's a digestive style wine because the man would eat too much, and it's basically a red wine with a bunch of spices, but it has things like it's got Christmas spices, but it's also got a couple of other things in it as well that are really, really interesting. And I've made it several times with just cheap red wine, and it works out great. But you could do that as a piment, and it would be stunning.
Wow. I mean, send me the recipe and I might have a go.
I will. Yeah, I'll take a photo of the page and shoot it over to you. I gotta find the book. I think it's in the basement. I don't know. It's half my mead stuff is still in boxes. So
yeah, we need to get you to make mead again.
Yeah, I know. I got to clear out the mead making space so I can actually get to the mead making stuff. That's the big thing. And like right now, I'm just covered up in trim and wallboard and flooring. And
I mean, somehow Peter managed, despite having 68 different carboys inside it. I don't know. What's your problem?
Yeah, what's your excuse?
I have none. I'm prioritizing. What can I say?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fine.
Mead doesn't get the bathroom working, and I have to get that bathroom done. I really have to get that bathroom done.
And you kind of want to have a kitchen to cook in. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of, like the mead stuff. Yes, I want to do that. And every time I go down there, it makes me crazy because I really want to do that, but I can't right now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming over the summer, especially once it gets super hot and everything, I'll be working down in the basement trying to get things sorted so that I can get some things done.
Right. Oh, and now you got bees. So yeah.
And now I got bees. Yeah, but come summertime, once it gets hot, I mean, I'm only going to be checking on them once a week or so,
Yeah. Oh, by the way, are they home?
Not yet. End of the month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have to wait until John gets back from Boston because I will at that point in time have 2 hives. And right now I've got a double deep, and then we're going to split that. And I've got 2 new queens coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul Oliver queens are on sale, so I'm getting a couple of those. And
pretty aggressive splitting at this stage of the game.
My teacher says he says that the colony is happy, and ready to do it. So
good deal.
Yeah. We would have split one of our hives on Monday if we weren't putting Formic Pro in.
Well, yeah, but yours are established, right? So.
Peter, this is what happens when you get in with beekeepers.
I know,
don't let us get going. It'll go all over here. I let these go on. I just listen. Yeah, I'm new to it.
Well, we did have 5 hives. There's now 9 hives because we've had some swarms in the past couple of weeks.
Oh, nice.
So
I gotta love it when the bees come to you. You know what I mean?
So it was some of our own hives swarmed and didn't get very far. Luckily, they just kind of went into a tree, so that was fine. But yeah, it's great, right? You get free bees.
Yeah, right? And given how much bees cost, that's not a bad thing,
Yeah, I mean that is the life cycle. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And at least, your climate, I mean, you're pretty far north, but still you have pretty mild winters overall.
Yeah,
so
they're not bad.
Too tough on the bees.
I was in England in February, and it was way nicer than winter up here. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was in Michigan in winter this year. And
you picked a good year for it. We had a real winter this year.
I was amazed, right? The cars were just driving out on the lakes. People are out there ice fishing because, when it freezes here in the UK, you're not going to go and walk on a lake, not unless you want to die.
No.
So here they had to make laws that you can't drive your cars out on the lake because so many people were doing it, and then the ice would get thin, or they'd hit a thin spot. Car or truck would go into the lake, and then they'd have to fish it out because it's an environmental hazard. It's got gasoline and stuff in it.
Yeah.
And so they got to the point where it's like, now, okay, fine, you drive your car out there. No, it's going to cost you $50,000.
Nice.
Well,
because we had to pull that damn thing out the lake, and
where I was, there was definitely loads of trucks driving on it, and
you must have been on the east side of the state. I'm guessing somewhere around Huron Bay.
I was down, so I was near Detroit. So,
yeah, that's why. Yeah, they do that a lot over there. They don't do that. We're smarter over here. We don't do that on the west side. So.
Yeah, it was.
Vicky, where you are, you can't drive on the lake at all.
It's the whole state. You can drive on the lake, but if you're stupid enough, you have to know that if that lake eats your car, you're going to pay big time. Okay. They've made it.
I mean, we drive on the lake all the time here.
Oh yeah, no, we just don't do it here. I mean, we'll take snowmobiles out on the lake or 4-wheelers, but we don't take trucks and cars out there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
They put road plows out on the lake here.
That's a big lake, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, we got some big lakes, but
that's a big ass lake.
Then they can plow a skating path, which is cool.
Yeah, well, they do that.
Do that here too.
Yeah, we get that sometimes, but the problem is at least the lake near me, the bigger lake near me, opens up into Lake Michigan, so you get a lot of current action going on that keeps you from getting the ice doesn't get as thick as it does on a landlocked lake. So yeah, but and then
I like
Lake
how
Michigan,
you say that landlocked lake. Michigan's a landlocked lake.
Yeah.
But you think of it as an ocean. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Lake Michigan. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? I think of Michigan as an ocean.
I do.
It really is an inland sea. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not a whole lot smaller than, say, like the Adriatic,
And that is one thing that England doesn't exactly have a whole heck of a lot of is lakes.
Well, they got an ocean all the way around them, so there's
Well,
that.
right, but they don't have a lot of lakes, in
No,
the
they
land.
don't. I didn't see too many. Yeah, I saw the locks in Scotland. Those were cool.
Well, yeah, but that's connected to the ocean, so
Not all of them. I don't think all of them are. I don't know.
yeah,
Honestly, I'm not sure.
They kind of are. Yeah, I think
Well,
that's kind of
maybe
the
they are. I
definition.
I don't know. Now I gotta go. Now I gotta go look. So thank you. For
All
that.
right. Yep.
Yeah,
But
let's get
in
back
any
to
case, you got a lot of streams, lots of trout fishing, all that kind of thing in the UK, which is very cool.
Tons of history. That's my thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not into fishing and things like that. I know what a couple of more staff really like it, but I have ADHD, so there's no way I could sit there and wait for fish.
Yeah, you got to be doing something, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I do things like sword fighting and airsoft.
You and AJ would get along. She
Yeah,
does
I
life
was doing
steal.
that this week.
Oh yeah.
yeah, sword fighting, ice skating, so hockey and yeah, stuff like that. Stuff where I get to like hurt people and they get to hurt me.
Well, that's good.
In a controlled environment, it's good.
That's very
Sending
cool.
environments.
Yeah. So none of your meads are being. You're just filtering down to where you don't need to stabilize.
That's right. Yeah. So, I mean, the thing for me was I like drinking, but I don't like hangovers.
No. Don't blame me there.
Obviously, when you start putting things like sulfites in, you're just increasing that hangover. So I kind of went, well, surely I don't need to if I get rid of all the yeast particles that are left in it, and that's kind of how we did it. We just started off by, as I say, using one of these Buono Vino mini jet sort of things that does 23 liters at a time, and then the pads would get too full, so then we had to use what we called magic spoons, which are like sterilized spoons that you put over the top, and it started spraying out everywhere. And that worked. So then, we just upgraded. We've now got a very big filter that does sort of 5,000 liters an hour.
Holy crap.
40 plate, 40 by 40.
So it's a plate filter. Okay.
Yeah, so big filter. But eventually, what I want to do is get a crossflow filter.
Right. But those are a little spendy.
Yeah. That's why I say eventually.
So. Yeah,
well,
go
I mean,
ahead.
if you're gonna go to the point of a crossflow, you might consider a centrifuge instead.
Yeah, I mean, these are all. I mean, now that obviously we're getting this factory built and stuff, and we're doing sort of vast quantities. The issue obviously is with the filter pads. You go through an awful lot, right? And they're not cheap.
No.
So yes, your initial outlay of capital for a crossflow or a centrifuge or whatever it might be is going to be a lot higher, but then you don't have the continuous costs.
Right. I guess it all comes down to your financing and your business plan.
Yeah.
Can you support the initial investment to make the payback later?
Yeah,
exactly that. And now that we're of the size that we are, it's making sure that you're retaining profitability in all that you're doing. Because, when it was a hobby, it was great. When it became a small business, it was great. And now that we're as, sort of a little bit bigger business, every pound, every penny counts, right? You got to make sure that it's all working out at the end of the year.
So are you doing all of this self-financed, or are you like inviting investors? I mean, what are you?
Yeah, so we were completely self-financed. So I put all my life savings in.
Dang.
Wow,
that's
okay.
Confidence there. I'll tell you that
used to pay myself basically just under the taxable limit in the UK, which is sort of not a vast amount a month, and we lived very frugally for quite a long time, and then I was on Dragon's Den, so I was on the UK version of Shark Tank, right?
Okay.
So I did that a couple of years ago, filmed it a couple of years ago. It was on last year. and they didn't invest. They didn't see mead as a worthy investment for them. But what it did do was spark this thing in my mind of, well, maybe there are people who think that mead is a worthy investment, and it turned out that there was. So I ended up pitching to a group of angel investors last year, and we actually secured £500,000 in angel investment. Yeah. So that's what's allowed us to build this new factory, right? So there was some people that thought, you know what, mead actually it's clearly a good idea, and it's working out quite well. You know, I mean the scale of America's the thing that's done it for us. I mean the scale of the deals that we get in America versus the scale of the deals that we get in the UK is astronomical. You know, one of the Renaissance fairs, for instance, will order 5,000, 10,000 litres at once, which is great, and especially when you've got potentially 10 of them that you're doing. Well, that's a lot of mead.
It is, yeah.
So it works out quite well, and the scales of economy work really well, especially, as I say, selling to the US, because we don't pay any tax in the UK, which is great, because our tax is pretty high on alcohol. So
yeah, okay,
yeah, because you do everything based on the percentage, correct?
yeah, so it used to be that it was in bands. So up until recently, you'd pay on whatever band it was in, which is why I went from 18% to 15, because it dropped in a tax band.
Okay.
Just after I'd done that, though, our government, and all of their infinite wisdom, decided to overhaul the entire system to make it fairer, in inverted commas, for everybody. So what they now do is they charge you on the amount of litres of pure alcohol that you sell. It doesn't matter whether you're selling 18% or 2% or 5%. Well, below 8% it changes slightly, but if you're selling 9% or 25 or a gin at 40, they just charge you on how many litres of alcohol, actual alcohol, by volume that you sell. So I was kind of like, well, there's kind of no point in me going through all of the changes that I went through.
I mean, it sounds like that's a little more fair.
Yeah, it kind of is in some respects. But what they did at the same time was increase the tax.
That changes the perspective slightly. Yeah.
That's a whole nother animal, yeah.
And then they snuck it up again in February this year. So but per bottle, I think we've gone up recently by about 30 pence per bottle in tax, which in sort of your costings, it starts to add up, right? It's all.
So now I'm curious. When you pay taxes on your alcohol, is it based on your sale or is it based on the production?
So for us, it's based on sale, because we have a bonded warehouse. So all of our alcohol that we make is held duty and suspense. So we don't pay any tax on it until it leaves the taxable area, i.e. leaves our warehouse and is sold. Okay,
that's kind of nice, because it leaves that money on the table until it actually has been paid for. In the U.S., the tax is paid on production.
Yeah.
So when you make the mead or spirits or wine or whatever, you pay the tax. It doesn't matter if you sell it or not. You pay the tax.
Yeah, it could be sitting in the warehouse for a year, and you still
for 2, 3, 4 years in a barrel, and you already paid your tax. So it's a big upfront cost to production of alcohol in the United States. So that's one advantage that I would say that you probably have, that maybe you don't think of it as an advantage because you haven't encountered the problem here, but compared to here, it's a pretty nice thing.
Yeah, well, I mean that certainly sounds like it, because if I'm pulling off sort of 10,000 litres in a month, that's a lot of money that you've got to find for it then, to either sit there for a couple of months while you sell it or whatever. That's
right. You don't even have the revenue for it yet. I mean, it's like, ouch.
Well, in that case, I won't bitch and moan about the British government.
You know what? You're always welcome to bitch and moan about that.
Absolutely, yeah. We all piss and moan about the government, man. It's what it is. Here it's ridiculous because you go to get it and you go to get you have to supply your recipe to the government, and then the government gets to decide if that's okay, and then you have to supply your label to the government, and the government gets to decide if you're okay. And then there's all these people that know diddly about mead, and they're like, well, I don't know what this is, so we're going to deny it.
Yeah, my favorite, obviously, because we had to do all of that for the stuff that we sell in the US, right? So we're signed off by the FDA, and then we had to, get all of our labels through the TTB with all of our formula and all of that. And obviously, it takes a long process to get our cola. And we'd send in the elderflower. So all of the labels, if you look at all of the labels on the bottles, they're all slightly different. With the wordings and stuff like that, because we'd send it in and they go, oh yeah, right, well change this word. We don't like this word.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know, it's like, really?
It's okay apart from that word. And this person's like, yeah, just change that word. So you change that word, but then somebody else would review it.
Yes.
So they go, oh, okay, well, we don't like this word or this word. So then, and this, you do this like 3 or 4 times, and so somebody went, yeah, no, that's fine. And so then you'd think all of the labels would be the same, right? But no, because different people review them, different people interpret the rules in a different way. So they're all slightly different, and you're like, oh, okay, cool, I guess.
Yeah. Well, what can you say? It's like, you put 10 people in a room, you ask them one question, you get 40 answers. I mean, it's just, that's humanity, unfortunately.
Well, it's humanity, and at least at the government levels, when it comes to alcohol, they just don't understand mead, Yeah.
Humanity
and insanity.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the thing that we find an awful lot of, especially here in the UK, is this lack of understanding of mead, right? It's people don't understand. Is it a beer? Is it a wine? Is it a gin? I mean, the amount of times people ask us if it's gin is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean,
it does have herbs, so okay,
it's botanicals. So
this crazy new trend that's only been around for 9,000 years.
But not in the government. It hasn't. No.
Well, exactly.
Production, it hasn't.
Yeah, I was going to say, England gave up mead and knowledge of mead when they started getting sugar from the Indies, and we're like, wine is good.
Wine is good. And the other thing is, obviously, the Catholic Church decided that they owned every single bee in existence.
I know.
Why the monks started making mead in inverted commas, because they were the only people who could get the honey. So it kind of changed. I mean, I love it when you go to like places like Poland and stuff, because they've never lost that mead culture.
They never did. Yeah, England, it dropped off right about the time of Queen Elizabeth I. It just fell off the map. And then when the colonies got going, they were doing a little bit of that, and then it dropped off the map because in the colonies they preferred to drink spirituous liquors. So. It was, I had to do one of the things I do in my living history is demos, and I'll be out there demoing, making mead, beer, old timey. So
old ye oldie mead.
Ye oldie mead, yeah, with E on the end, yeah.
With the E on the end. That's it. There you go.
So we should get in a couple of Nathan's questions, because Nathan is our most consistent purveyor of lengthy and complicated questions, so you must pay attention.
Yes.
Okay.
I love Nathan. He's a good bud. He lives in my area, so I can give him a hard time. But yes, you must pay attention. There will be a quiz.
Yeah.
All right. So his first question starts out, I notice you don't have the typical mystique or catchy themed names on your labels outside of their core ingredients under your Nidhoggr Mead moniker. While many meaderies we are accustomed to seeing in the States have applied colorful or quirky names to their flavorful mead creations. So that's the statement. Now here's the question. What are your general reasons for choosing to lead with this ingredient-forward label?
So for us, one of the things that I would find is, you come across a bottle of mead and it's called, I don't know, Tia's Mead or Mage's Mead or Sorcerer's Mead or whatever it might be. But that doesn't tell me what's in it. So then I've either got to pick the bottle up and I've got to do a bit more delving and reading. And we kind of need to be retail ready in the sense that, when somebody goes to a supermarket or they're in a shop, you get about 3 seconds of people looking at your products nowadays because people have such short attention spans. And unless they specifically know who you are and know what know your brand and stuff, unless they're interested in sorcerers or gods or whatever it might be, it's going to decrease the chance that they're going to pick that up. So for us, it was kind of like, well, if we tell people what it is and they like cherry, we've got more chance of them picking up a bottle of our sour cherry because they can see it clearly is sour cherry mead, dead easy. I can pick that up off the shelf and know exactly what's in it.
That actually is quite sensible. I mean, one of the things that has irked me over the years is I love the quirky names. I mean, the names are fun. I get that, but there is a number of meaderies that you have to go hunting for what's in it. What kind of mead is it? I mean, I love the story. I love the quirky name and all of that. But please tell me what kind of mead this is, because I'm not going to go, I'm not going to buy a mead made with something that I don't like.
Exactly. And that was kind of what it was. So that's why we led with just the flavors on the bottles. And also one of the things is obviously, there are only so many names in the world. And, we sort of went down the Norse mythology route for Nidhoggr the brand because Nidhoggr is a dragon in Norse mythology, and she is the symbol for outlaws and rebels, which is why I chose Nidhoggr the name. One of my biggest regrets is calling the company Nidhoggr. A lot of people can't say it for a start. Don't know how to spell it, and when you're drunk, it ends up coming out quite wrong.
Oh dear! Yeah.
So if I could go back 4 years and change it, I probably would. But we're stuck with it now. And don't get me wrong, I love my company, I love my brand, and I personally love the name and stuff. But the amount of people that we have saying, "So sorry, what is your company called?" Yeah, so it's like it's Norse mythology. The D is a TH. And I'm trying to explain that to people, and especially when you're trying to get them to find your website, because everybody always puts an E in it at the end. So it causes a bit of an issue. But yeah, that's why we went with just the sort of the flavors. Keep it nice, keep it simple, and just let people know what you're selling them.
Okay. Well, that makes good sense.
Yeah. All right. So now let's move on to another. With many of your cocktail recipes having a unique name based on their flavor and use of your meads and storage spirit combinations, Brock's Flame, for example, would you ever consider aging your ginger mead in a Scotch whiskey barrel for a twist on a cocktail-inspired mead product, or any others?
So we are going to age some mead in a barrel, but it's not going to be Scotch whiskey because I make mead that I like and I can't stand whiskey.
We can't be friends, man. I'm a Scotch nut, man. I love a good Scotch.
I had a really bad experience when I was younger. I used to play rugby, and we were on a rugby tour. I was drinking a pint of Guinness, and I forfeited a dare. So what happened was that this half a pint of Guinness that I've been drinking, they topped up with whiskey.
Oh my gosh!
And I had to neck. I can't even do the smell of it now. Everybody's got that one alcohol that they mess with when they were younger.
Yeah, everybody's got one.
Vodka and orange juice.
For me, it's tequila.
Whiskey's mine, unfortunately. But so we actually have 2 pallets of Manuka honey in the warehouse currently.
Real Manuka? Really?
Real Manuka, yeah, about 60,000 pounds
Damn.
worth of.
Oh my God, that must have set you back a pretty penny. That stuff ain't
No,
cheap.
you see, you would think it would because it's about 60,000 pounds worth of honey. We actually got it for shipping costs.
Wow.
No way. How in the world did you manage that?
Well, so we were at a food and drink festival over here in the UK, and a guy came up to us and was like, "Hey, you guys make mead?" And we're like, "Well, yeah, clearly that's what's on the table, dude."
Yeah.
No, what makes you think that, man?
There's a big sign behind it that says "We sell mead," and he was like, "Have you ever thought of making mead with Manuka honey?" And I was like, "No, it's ridiculously expensive."
Yeah, right. We all think about it. Nobody actually does it. You know?
That would be like insane. And he was like, "Well, I'm a Manuka honey producer," and I was like, "Oh, what are you going to try and sell me?" And he said, "And what's happened is we have 2 pallets of honey that we were sending over on a plane, and the plane." The temperature dropped in the hull and it shouldn't have done, and it froze the Manuka, which then defrosted. So he was like, "So legally, we now cannot sell this Manuka honey
Oh gosh.
as Manuka honey." And he said, "So I'm just going to throw it all away.
Oh
But
my God.
if you want it, you can have it, and all you've got to do is pay the shipping costs, and we'll send it to you." And I was
Oh
like,
my God.
"It isn't going to make a difference to us for making mead with it, because obviously the issue had been it had frozen and then water content had been added, so it had changed the legal definition of Manuka honey, because Manuka is very highly regulated, right?"
Right. Yeah. That's extremely highly regulated.
Yeah. So I was like, "What? Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah, just pay the shipping and we'll get it to you." So yeah, I have 2 pallets of. Annoyingly, though, it's all in jars, so it's gonna take me a long time to get it all out and turn it into mead, because we're gonna have to scoop it all out and stuff. But the idea is then to age that in cognac barrels. So that's going to be sort of the piece de la résistance. Hopefully, if it all works.
Yeah. So what are you gonna make a traditional with that, or
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Because that's a highly flavored honey.
Yeah, just a traditional mead, and then we're going to age that in French cognac barrels.
You'd about have to, because if I remember right, I mean, I got to try Manuka when I was in Australia, and there's a lot of eucalyptusy sort of, medicinal sorts of notes in that I, to my mind, I'm not sure. I mean, it's interesting honey and all, but I wasn't sure that it was something I wanted to try to make mead with.
That sounds like a gin application, herbal, botanical.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll wait and see. I'll be doing some different test batches with the 23 liters, and then once we've decided on a flavor, then we're gonna obviously put it all into that one flavor. So I'll try a few different things with it, and then we'll see what comes out the other end. But I'm excited. It's not very often now that I get to spend a lot of time doing R&D and playing and having fun with it. I'm too busy running the business, right?
Right.
But I did make a coffee mead once, and it was ridiculous. I cold brewed coffee for 48 hours and turned that into mead. And when it first came out, it was awful. I mean, it was absolutely dreadful. So, of course, I did what any good mead maker does. I stuck it in the back of the cupboard for 2 years.
Right, yeah, because it might just miraculously be good later. That you never know.
It miraculously was good. I mean, it was absolutely amazing.
I had one do that too.
But it was like taking amphetamines and drinking mead at the same time. It was that caffeinated, but you just didn't sleep for about 3 days after drinking this stuff. It was really, really good. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have some fun doing it. So in answer to the question of would I age some mead in different barrels, yes is the answer. But no, it wouldn't be a whiskey barrel.
Okay. That was an explanation worthy of Nathan.
Yeah, it was. Nathan would be proud of you.
That was the long way around to no, we won't do that.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. Yeah. All right. Moving right along here. With all the mead cocktail suggestions, notwithstanding the one that I just offered, and York's first cocktail week this year, is there one mead cocktail in your portfolio that is your favorite, or are there a few that stand out?
Yeah, so I mean, it depends on the time of the year is the answer to that one. So I have a few different favorites. So summer, my favorite is our take on a Hugo 75. I think it's called Sif Stream on our website. Sort of like a honey 75, which is the sort of the elderflower mead with gin and prosecco. That on a hot summer's day is absolutely gorgeous. Stay outside, and, you drink that, and you try and stand up, and you can't feel your legs anymore, but you have a damn good time doing it, which is really good. And then when you get into sort of winter, Brock's Flame, I use bourbon in it instead of whiskey. Because I can't drink bourbon, I just can't drink whiskey. So that one works quite well. But one of my favorites is the sour cherry with a bit of amaretto.
Yeah. That would be okay. Now I've got a bottle of amaretto in the kitchen too. Now, thank you. Now I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah, it's like a cherry bakewell.
I do that with I make cherry bounce, which is a U.S. colonial era drink. It's a cordial, but I make a big batch of it, and I mix that. I make what I call redneck Manhattans, and I mix that with bourbon. I also have mixed it. I made it with amaretto and took it with me to a mead festival a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, no, it's just it's a nice. It's a bit like it, drinking a Negroni or something like that. It's a nice short sipper that you just sit and enjoy. In sort of winter, you sat by the fire, and you just want a nice sort of sipper. It's quite a good one. So. But I mean, I love all cocktails, right? Because they've each got their own different flavor profiles. But it's just making me sound like an alcoholic when I say I drink.
We probably, honestly, all sound like alcoholics, even though I suspect we're probably more aligned with makeraholics rather than drinkeraholics.
Yeah. I tell people I have a mead-making problem, not a drinking problem.
Exactly.
Same, yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah.
If you saw what I have down here, you would know that I'm not an alcoholic.
Yeah, I don't drink at home particularly.
Right.
Because it's
exactly.
a slippery slope, right? I think I've got in my warehouse at the moment about £750,000 worth of mead. So if you start drinking, it never runs out.
It really doesn't.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
I've got 700-800 bottles in my basement, and I basically just pop a case in the car and take it with me wherever I go.
Yeah, which if I have friends over, don't get me wrong,
oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh yeah, but it also has to, in Vicky's case, and my case, it has to make your children very afraid of the day that you die.
My daughter doesn't even like mead, and she's
what
like, "No, Mom, I don't
do with all this."
I told her, I said, "Well, honey, I'll just put a provision in the will that says that when I die, my mead will go to somebody, or maybe multiple somebodies." And she's like, "Well, wait just a minute, Mom." And I said, "Honey, you don't like mead." Well, I don't care. No, don't do that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have an acquaintance. I'm teaching a mead class right now to 5 guys, and one of them has an actual wine cellar in the basement of his home, and he has 15,000 bottles.
Good Lord!
In there.
How big is his basement?
Yeah, that's a big basement.
Oh, yeah, he's wealthy.
I mean,
it is honestly, it is built out like a European wine cave.
Oh,
It is incredible to see this thing. It really is.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
he's old enough now. I mean, he's not that old, but he's probably in his upper 50s, early 60s. I mean, he can't drink all that. Where's it going to go? What's going to happen? I don't know.
You can certainly give it a go, I'm sure.
Oh my goodness. It's more about having than doing,
Yeah.
All right, moving on to some more Nathan questions. He was very bountiful this time.
He was, yes.
Whoops. I clicked the wrong button here. Okay. I noticed that all of your bottled meads are at sack strength levels, 15% ABV, and no standard strength versions are available. However, most are offered as a sparkling canned hydromel at 5% version, with the exception of your ginger and your raspberry lemon mead. Are you considering expanding your hydromel sparkling line to include these flavors as well at some point?
Yes, is the answer to that. So we, as I said, we sort of released our 5% stuff in February. And what I didn't want to do was, I'm trying to think of a way that it doesn't come out as British slang. I didn't want to get rid of all my stuff at the same time, right?
Okay.
So the idea is that we release 4 flavors to start with, and then that allows us to later down the line do a big release of a new flavor in the sparkling, which then drives people towards purchase. If you release them all at the same time, you don't get as big a release later on. So the reason we've done it this way is because at sort of Christmas time, we'll release the ginger. And then as we get into spring, summer next year, we'll release the raspberry and lemon. And then probably we'll also have the pomegranate then as well, which has been released this year in the 15% sack range. And then we'll release that. So you're getting sort of that spread out release staging. So, you're bringing people back each time.
Nice.
That makes sense.
So who is it responsible for your business planning? Because it sounds like you've really given this some thought about how you want to take care of your releases and so forth.
Yeah, so that's all me.
Who were you in your previous life before you got?
So in my previous life, I was a salesman to C-suite. So I used to sell to the likes of Unilever, Shell, Google, Adidas, big, sort of billion corporations. So I used to sell sort of office fit out. Prior to that, I was in the military. So I was a bomb disposal technician in the British Army.
Oh, okay.
And then got into sales, and I did lots of sales all the way through from selling mobile phones to cars to software to drones, and then sort of C-suite with sort of office fit out and things.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. All right. Final Nathan question for the night.
You survived.
Not forever, but for the night. Why is mint a flavor you don't want to consider in your mead making portfolio?
Why is mint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got something against mint?
I mean,
so keep in mind, Nathan somehow does a deeper dive than anybody I've encountered. I go out and look.
Yeah,
in
I
advance
do too.
of the
I mean,
show.
I have to do the write-ups and stuff.
And I don't find some of this stuff. I don't know what he's doing. I need to talk to him about his Google food because it's way better than mine.
He's finding stuff, yeah.
I mean, this is probably on an interview I gave to a paper probably years ago. For me, mint just makes me think of brushing my teeth.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't understand why anybody puts mint.
Oh, but wait. Think about all the pairings that mint is awesome with.
Yeah,
chocolate, cherry, vanilla. I mean, oh my god.
Yeah, it still just makes me think of brushing my teeth.
Okay. All right.
Like the only time that I ever have mint is if I'm chewing gum, which I don't
or
do
brushing my teeth. Yeah.
Or brushing my teeth.
And peppermint sticks.
I mean, I had a mint mead here in the UK. There's a company that makes garden mint, and I can't do it. I tried it, and I was just like, no, I just can't do this.
Okay.
You know,
So you can't drink peppermint schnapps.
no,
No.
no.
My grandfather loved that stuff. Drank it all the time. I
Oh,
couldn't
peppermint
stand it.
schnapps
It was
with hot
nasty.
chocolate after you've
Oh,
been on a
yeah.
skiing outing. Oh my gosh, it's awesome.
If I'm doing a hot
Cider and rum, man.
it's gonna be Bailey's Irish cream in my hot chocolate.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what. If I'm having hot chocolate, it's gonna have Bailey's in it.
Bailey's or Amarula for me.
Or
Okay,
yeah.
All right. Well, good answer. That's fine.
Yeah.
We accept the answer. No problem.
Yeah, I didn't make it a long one this time. I was just like, no.
Yeah, no.
Hey, you know what?
I'm
Both
right there
work.
with you, Peter. So
Both work.
yeah.
So my wife loves mint and chocolate together, and so I have never
does,
made a mead with those combos, but it is something that's been on my list for a long time. I would really
John is one of those.
Do that for her.
Every time the Girl Scouts come around, I have to get him a half dozen boxes of peppermint patties.
right,
You know, the
right.
mint cookies. He loves those things. I can't stand them. Me, it's like I want the ones with the fudge and the caramel in them. You know.
Yeah, you want what the
Oh
heck
yeah,
are
what
those
they call
caramel-
yeah, I can't. They changed the name on them now, and I can't think of the name of them. But yeah, I've got 3 boxes of them because the girl down the road is a Girl Scout.
And I'm partial to the caramel thing too. I get it.
Oh yeah. I just got done making Fireball caramel, so cinnamon caramel. Yeah.
Have to be warned, if you do play with mint, it doesn't last forever.
Oh, I suppose that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It wears
made
off
a
after
I
a
made
while.
a mint
I
wine
just
once
haven't
upon a
done it.
time. I made a mint
Yeah.
wine once upon a time, and now I'm using it as a cooking wine because it has no mint in it at all.
Yeah.
Then-
you
yeah,
know,
okay,
it's not that high up on my project list. It's just on the list at this point. There's so many other things to do. It's only
Yeah.
like 600 deep. You know, I mean,
Only? Oh gosh, you don't need a piker.
I know. Luckily, that's what phones are good for. I jot notes down all the time. It's like
Right.
insane. I don't know.
So Peter, when is the new mead factory going to be up and running? What's the prognosis there?
So August.
Wow, soon then.
Yeah, so we started buying everything in November, December last year, or ordering everything, should I say. It was meant to get done by May. And
Yeah, it never works out that way.
yeah,
May versus August. Yeah, that sounds about
Yeah,
right.
no plan survives first contact with the enemy.
exactly that. So I mean, I'm just waiting to. I mean, they keep sending me updates, and obviously all of the tank stuff's getting done, and the machinery's been made now. We've got some of the bits of equipment in, so we have a conveyor belt led bottling line. We're just upgrading it slightly,
Okay.
so it will have an upgrade to its internal systems to allow it to rise and fall. So at the moment, the issue that we have, it's meant to run at 600 bottles an hour. On a moment, we get about 200, 240 out of it because the way that it comes out of the nozzle into the bottom of the bottle, it's hitting the bottom of the bottle and it's frothing up. So if you turn the speed up, you just end up frothing up over the top of the bottle. And of course, mead being sticky, you're then having to wipe down your bottles and it's just causing a nightmare. And then we have a conveyor belt labeler currently as well.
Okay.
What we're adding into that is a corker and a shrink wrapper. So it will literally, you'll take a bottle off the sterilizer, you'll put it onto the rotary table, it'll come along, it'll get filled, it'll go along, it'll put the cork in, it'll put the shrink cap over the top and heat gun it, and then it'll label it and batch code it and shoot it out the other end onto another rotary table. And then we just put that in a box, and that'll do 600 bottles an hour, which is great. So proper industrialized.
Yeah, it sounds like it really is a mead factory, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of the point now. It's finding ways of obviously making things easier for my staff, and also being able to keep up with demand. Some of these retail chains that we're talking to in the US, they want a lot. It's sort of eye-watering numbers. But you've got to be able to make it, and you make one mistake with these guys, and they just won't work with you again. So you've got to be able to keep up with what you say you can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, fingers crossed. August, it will all be done. Touch wood, he says again.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Just keep a piece of wood in your back pocket so you can just touch wood every time. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I'm a little curious about your shipping process to the United States. So is it all going container ship across the ocean, or what?
That's correct. Yeah. So we can get about 24 pallets worth. So I think we fit about 20 pallets into a shipping container now. So we load it all up, 20 pallets with 50 cases on each pallet, split across the 3 flavors. That all goes into a shipping container here in the UK that goes on the back of a lorry and drives straight down to port. And then it goes on a ship and over it goes and gets dropped off in New York and then driven down to Boston to St. Yours warehouse in Boston. And then from there goes out to one of our many distributors across the US. We've got distribution now in 7 states, I think it is. But we are in talks with some national distributors to get distribution across all the states.
Nice.
So what's the time frame from the UK to New York?
It takes about 3 to 4 weeks. So
how is temperature control maintained, if at all?
So as far as we're aware, it's not. It's just on a container ship, so it'll just be stuck on the boat.
Ambient, yeah, whatever it is. Okay.
It just be ambient. We don't, because obviously we don't need to chill the mead or anything like that. Mead. So just do you have any concerns about the handling of the mead under high temperature conditions, changing the mead? How have you had any analysis done when it arrives on shore? Well, the only analysis we've done is I arrive and I've been over and I've tried it.
Okay.
And it tastes like when I put it on the ship, right? So
okay.
So yeah, it doesn't seem to affect it. I mean, touch wood again, but I mean we've sent now quite an awful lot of mead over to the US. Like 2 or 3 shipping containers, 4 shipping containers. So it's an awful lot, and it's been fine every time. We've had no issues. But the only thing
I got is fine. So,
well, the only thing that we may have to watch when we send the cans, that might be a bit of a different scenario. But we'll wait and see. We'll just we'll give it a go and hopefully it'll grow. So
yeah, that's good. I was just curious about the whole process there. If there was any kind of control you could exert, sounds like there isn't, but mead is pretty forgiving in a lot of ways. So
yeah, I mean, you can obviously pay more and pay and have it sent chilled in a chilled container and everything else. But we've just never found the need to. So
okay.
Yeah.
Where are we? Are we at? We're
a quarter of, so we're right on the money.
Yeah, we're on target. Almost 2 hours.
Yeah,
and we don't have to keep you for a full 2 hours either.
No, we do not.
It's getting very late there. So
it's the middle of the night for you. So you've got to work today. So
I do. I've got to get up. I've got a meeting. I've got to leave for at 7 a.m. So I'm going to go back to bed.
Good gosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed for an hour, so I have to get up. I'm actually getting up again in 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Okay. So, well, maybe we can call it a night here, and
let you get some sleep. Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming.
Yeah, no worries at all. Well, hopefully, it's been informative. It's been wonderful to chat to you guys. Thanks so much for having me on. And hopefully, I'll get to see you, Vicky, in in August, we'll meet up when I'm in Michigan.
Yeah, I'll get up with you offline and we'll coordinate and see what's what. But I'd planned on going down this year. It's been a long time since I've been to a Ren fair, and I've been yenning to go to one. So
sounds good to me. Well, yeah, once again, thank you very much for having me on. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'll catch you later on. I'm gonna go and lie down.
All right. Night, Peter. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, so coming up, so far I've got an open schedule, so I've got to actually get to scheduling, and that's I'll let you guys know once I have that going. I'll start putting events up on the Got Mead page for that. Meanwhile, we've got a lot of stuff coming up at meaderies around the country. June 4th, Honey and Hops Brew Works in Front Royal, Virginia has a mead and cheese pairing. June 4th, Kingview Mead in Mount Lebanon, Virginia has trivia night. June 6th, Okatu, Detroit in Madison Heights, Michigan has a sea shanty mead night. June 6th, Apis Mead and Winery and Meadery in Carnegie, Pennsylvania has Eric Fletcher of Springs and Arrows live music. June 6th, Bumbling Fools Meadery in Minneapolis, Minnesota has comedy summer showcases. June 6th, Thistle Rock Mead Company in Charlottesville, Virginia has Kinfolk with live music. June 6th to 8th, Briminghorn Meadery in Milton, Delaware has their Party Like It's 793 Mead, Metal, and Viking Festival. This is a great party. Especially if you're into metal, you need to go. And it's pretty cool. One of these years, we'll get to this thing, but not this year. June 7th, Mountain Run Winery or Meadery in Culpeper, Virginia has Age of the Viking, a Viking mead festival featuring 11 meaderies, food, music, and an artisan fair. June 13th, Kupka's Good Bee Meadery in Auburn, Indiana has Stephen Gallagher live music. June 14th, Bumbling Fools Meadery in Minneapolis has Summerween Market. June 18th, Kingview Mead, Mount Lebanon, VA has their trivia night. June 21st, Crafted Artisan Meadery in Mogadore, Ohio has mead and meditation. June 21st, Grimsby Hollow Meadery in Middleville, Michigan has Drink Mead, Learn Things, Spirit Fairy Jar Workshop. June 21st, Doggone Bees Meadery in Apiary in Hanover, PA has a mead making class. And on June 26th, Adesanya Meadery in Granville, Michigan has a Disney trivia night. Of course, support your local meadery. If you don't have a local meadery, feel free to go to shopmeads.com. There is mead from all over the United States, including the mead that we were talking with, the meadery owner that we were talking with tonight. And some really, really good stuff on there. Definitely check it out. In the meantime, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and be excellent to one another.
Take care.
Night, everybody.
Night all.